A whopper of a 205,000 rollover got into Navan for the pick six on Sunday, and this is a winnable enough pick six with some races that aren't that difficult. We're going to go with one banker, mainly two selections, and then we'll go for four in the big race of the day. And we're going to start off with Western Frontier. Aidan O'Brien's horse has been in absolutely sensational form, and this horse was miles clear of fourth when a very encouraging third on debut at Navan. I don't think he needs to step up much on that. It doesn't look a particularly good maiden here, and he is the banker of the day. That brings us on to the second race, which we've another Aidan O'Brien trained horse, Never No More. This horse shaped quite well without being knocked about on debut, and then a short price at Dundalk quite recently, fairly bolted up. Does have a little bit more to find, but this isn't a particularly strong listed race. I would say Eclipse Storm, who did it nicely first time out for Tommy Sachs' son Fozzie, he might be the main danger, but it doesn't look to be the strongest race in the world. That brings us on to the third race, and St. Patrick's Day for me was a revelation, albeit in defeat at Naas. He showed a great attitude, looked like he was going to be swamped around halfway, then he pulled a little bit clear of the field and he was only collared in the closing stages. He's obviously an exceptionally well-bred horse, and he looks like he's finally coming to hand for Aidan O'Brien, whose horses are in such good form. I can put in downforce as well. This horse will stay the trip well. As I record here, it's quite a grey day in Dublin, and I'd say there will be a little bit of rain coming at Navan, and this horse is very, very consistent for William McCreary, who I think will finish the season in good form. That brings us on to the fourth race. Now, this is obviously difficult. A sprint, handicap, low level, enough stuff. Le Pilly was a massive gamble last time at Navan. A little bit disappointing for Dennis Hogan, but this horse is seriously well handicapped on the pick of his form when trained in Britain, and I do believe there's a good pot in him, and certainly can progress a bit up the ranks. Mercury for Adrian Joyce ran a blinder last time at Naas. Does have to reverse the form with the winner on that occasion. I think the winner was a bit flattered, and Mercury coming off a break, that was a really good effort, and makes plenty of each way appeal. That brings us on to the fifth race, in which we put up Peachtree in accordance. Peachtree a little bit disappointing last time, but that run prior to that at the Curragh, when splitting a couple of Aidan O'Brien trained horses, notably second to Just Wonderful, would give Peachtree very solid claims here. And Mark Johnson, always respected when he comes over to Ireland. Accordance on ratings has to have a good chance as well. And the big race of the day, Willie Mullins, of course, all these staying handicaps on the flat, he's really well, I suppose he's really well represented. And Shellcar is certainly one that's interesting. This horse bombed at Galway, but is far better than that, and was very well backed at Galway. I think there's a good pot in this horse on the flat. Legal Spin as well ran a very good race at Leopardstown, met plenty of traffic, and is probably better than that. Cliffs of Dooneen also ran at Leopardstown, a shade disappointing, but had been quite progressive, and I think there's more to come from this horse. And we have to put in Brex Drago, who's on the back of 3 wins over hurdles. He's a lot more to do now in the flat, but he's the type of horse that probably will keep progressing as Gavin Cromwell finds the key to him. And hopefully after all of that, we're over 200 grand richer with the pick six.